I hear things. I hear things from what the dude. Look how fucking bad this looks. What is this?
Oh, you have that nice title, multi-streaming with.
Jesus Christ. Messy, messy, messy. Is this even going to YouTube? I'm just going to change the title later. No. Okay. Now we just change this to okay. All right, now I think we're good.
We're going.
I think once I go back here, then it's all good.
Perfect timing.
Dude, what?
Can you answer the door for me really quick?
Can I answer the door? Are you sure?
All right.
Ethan, you got some money?
Yeah. Eating with Ethan. Alright, thanks.
Alright, thank you. Eat your
Yeah.
change.
No thanks.
Alright, have a
Good
great
day.
night.
We were supposed to have the podcast going, and this was gonna be the special surprise. I haven't eaten in forever.
You did it. You pulled it off. You ordered pizza.
I made a really big deal out of it too.
I can't believe it worked. Wow. What'd you get?
That one, and then I got the same flavor with no cheese.
Ew. Why? Why'd you get that?
Because this is the flavor I like. But the cheese makes it a little bit more filling, but too much cheese and I'm KO'd, you know?
What's up, Naomi? Okay. So, Ethan, no, not allowed to eat during the podcast. Dude,
Sweet.
you already have...
Perfect, dude.
So I thought that we could do this podcast so that we could so that I could have more periods of awkward silence where neither of us has anything to say and we just kind of sit here, but in a more concentrated form.
Okay. Dude, this is a pretty messy pizza. Do you have a question you want to come out hot with?
I don't want to interject, so I'll sit back and enjoy. Okay. All right, so here's the deal. I've been editing all these videos of me and Ethan doing things, and sometimes we're talking about stuff. Dude, that looks so gross.
It's red sauce.
The grossest thing I've ever seen. It's so appallingly gross that it's actually... I think I'm getting cancer from looking at it.
Well, imagine eating it.
Dude, I can't believe we paid for that.
Imagine if this was the only thing in your body.
They should have paid you to take that from them. That's like a crime against humanity, borderline.
You've been editing videos.
Yeah, and sometimes Ethan and I are talking about things, and it's like, wow, this is so much work to just find all these conversations throughout the day. Why don't we just do one conversation a week and then not talk the rest of the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds.
Dude, you
really
cannot
good.
eat that because I'm smelling all the red sauce that you're breathing in my direction. And it's so gross.
Dude, I literally made this whole plan and haven't eaten all day, and I was up there at like 6:45 thinking like.
Why don't you just Postmates Chipotle instead of getting a giant tomato sauce ring?
I thought about Postmating Chipotle, but this
This
sounded
is so
funnier.
gross, dude.
It sounded a lot funnier. Eating Chipotle would have just been like me eating Chipotle, but eating this is like. It's a whole show.
It smells so bad.
All right, I'll swap to the cheesy one.
You need to throw that one away.
No, I can't. I'm just going to move it away from you. This is my favorite one. Tastes so good.
Dude, you're lying to yourself.
This cheesy one turns me into a Gorbacorb. All right, so... Darn it, this doesn't look nearly as good. So you were editing these videos and you don't want to talk to me anymore, so you decide to put 1 hour aside per week for you to just hear everything I have to say.
Yeah.
On all the issues.
Yeah, so just go for it.
I really like abortion.
I wanted to start with abortion, so I'm glad you brought that up. You like it because you plan B. You got one plan B.
I didn't. Wait. I did get one plan B once.
Did you forget about your plan B?
Yeah. I can always remember plan A, though.
So do you want to tell that story? Because that's a really good story. All right, you're fired. You can't eat pizza here anymore, dude. You're dropping on the carpet. You have eggs in your socks. You
Dude.
smell like pizza.
Dude, I have to eat or else I'll get grumpy. We could just work on, a little direction.
Why did you schedule this podcast? I want to do it at 9. It's like we have to do it at 8.
I thought you would like my surprise. I didn't know we would be using one mic and you'd have to smell me.
Dude. I remember the story.
I'm allergic to pizza, by the way. For all the watchers who are wondering what's so funny about this.
Okay. All right, so that's old news. Ethan, tell another story about a time when you got someone pregnant.
One time, I had to get Plan B with a former sexual partner of mine. And she was pretty mad.
This is the worst story already. This is so boring.
Okay, one time I was having sex with the Tinder girl, and we had sex, and the condom broke, and I didn't know. And so when I went to the bathroom to check my condom, it was like, here's my penis, and my condom was like hanging right here. It was really gross looking. And I was going to the bathroom to run water through it.
Okay.
And then,
Why?
because that's the trick to see if it had a hole in it.
Oh, what?
Because I thought like there might be a hole in the condom because it was dark out, and once I got to the bathroom, there wasn't a hole. Like the whole condom was a hole. So
Dude, how did you not realize that during the sex?
I didn't realize it. I don't know.
How did that happen?
I don't know. But I actually asked the girl to come in, and I was like, dude, do you think there is something wrong with this? And I ran water through it. It just ran right through it. And she's like, oh, it's fine. I'll get Plan B. Me and my ex-boyfriend used to do it all the time. And I was like, okay. She's like, you're going to pay for it, though, right? And I'm like, yeah. But I didn't have any money. So she bought the Plan B. I said I'd Venmo her next week. I never Venmo'd her. I blocked her on everything. Felt pretty bad about it. That's the whole story. Well, she started sending me really aggressive messages. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit, you stupid idiot. Things like that. Like, just
She called you a stupid idiot?
No, she said, like, piece of shit, like, motherfucking, like, just that whole idea.
Which one?
The whole idea.
It's about being like a bad person?
Yeah.
So do you feel bad?
To this day, yes. I still sometimes look at Venmo and think, I could just pay this person.
But you're not
But then
going
I don't.
Yeah. So you're going to go your whole life not paying her?
We'll see what happens with the live stream.
Do you have any debts that you, or not debts, but like things where you've like ripped people off or like taken more money than you should have, or just situations, or you feel like you owe someone something, but not like technically, where if you made like money in the future, then you would like pay that person?
Sort of. I would say YFC. but not like paying that person, but putting money back into that organization. I think if I had like an abundance of money at some point, I would probably try and do something similar for what was done for me. Like I got to go on a bunch of those cool trips and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I would want to like be able to sponsor some kid to go on the trips.
Would you rather sponsor a kid to go on trips or sponsor a skateboarder to put your name on his helmet when he skates?
Probably a kid to go on trips. How about you?
What about a skateboarder for campus life?
If I can get him on the trip.
Okay. And he'll wear your name on his helmet?
I want my name tattooed on his head if I'm sending him on a trip. That ungrateful piece of shit.
What does Davey think of your Plan B story? She probably doesn't know it, does she?
She doesn't know that one.
I
think she will when she watches it.
Davey thinks that Ethan kissed one girl while he was in Indiana.
No, she doesn't.
As part of a game.
That was a pretty awkward... You know who brought that up with me? My mom. She's like... Because you posted it in April or something? Or like recently? Mm-hmm. She's like... So what's the... she assumed that it happened like when the highlight was posted. Mm-hmm. And she's like, so, like, are you in an open relationship? And I'm like, no, why? I thought she was just gauging that question towards millennials.
Yeah.
But, like, you're a millennial, therefore you might be in an open relationship. But it turns out she was using that video as evidence for me being Mr. Cheats a lot. Michael also assumed the worst of me. No, you didn't assume it. I guess, never mind.
What?
Our conversation from last night when you're like, how many girls did you have sex with in college?
What do you mean? Oh, that you cheated on
Yeah, you were
Megan?
like, only 2?
Oh, and I'm not surprised that you didn't cheat on Megan. Oh, I remember when it happened in the moment. I'm sure you probably didn't have a lot of temptation.
I can't answer that question. I honestly don't know.
What?
If I had a lot of temptation. Like, all those memories are so blurry.
No, it wasn't a question. It was just a joke.
Yeah, but I figured I could turn it into a talking point, We're on a podcast here. One-sided jokes don't really fuel the podcast energy. Come on, man.
Not when you take them to heart and then you get really sad inside, but then try and turn them into a question to feel better. that really hurts the podcast energy. I remember everything. Yo, talk about top 5 porn stars. All right, let's talk about them. I think that they're all doing a great job.
I know one of their names.
Okay, let's both say on 3. 1, 2, 3. Riley Reid.
She was on a
podcast from because she did a social media circuit. Papi chulo Chad. So we're gonna go back to our first topic, which is abortion again. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna ask Ethan if he was in a jungle and he got his wife pregnant, his jungle wife, and you had to use either a coconut or what's it called? A swordfish. But what's the other name for a swordfish? Tarpon?
I don't know. That sounds right.
A tarpon or a vial of poison to conduct the abortion. Which one would you use?
Could I take a little bit from each?
No.
Probably the bottle of poison.
How would that work?
I would put it on a leaf and push it up.
Oh my god. Dude.
Which one would you choose?
I would never answer a question like that. This is Alexis, Texas. Oh, isn't it your sister?
Podcast.
What?
I said not on the podcast.
All right, now we're going to play which of our siblings is taller. Mine's like 5'11".
All my siblings are taller than me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the short one.
Dude, what happened to you?
I'm jacked. Stunning my growth being so jacked.
Ethan's really excited about his body. Because we're talking about it a lot lately.
I'm really excited about what it's going to look like after this.
Last night I told Ethan that he had the that when it came to what was it?
Michael thinks I have the sexual presence of a seal.
I do think that, but I think a more accurate statement was that romantically you are a seal.
Naomi, would you like to tell him he's wrong?
The Instagram post boosted his ego. Yeah. Yeah, he had a girl comment like something with hard eyes, and now he's really hard to tame. Did you drop more food on the ground?
No. Why do you think that?
Because I just watched you drop food here. Where'd that go?
There's no food on the ground, dude.
Dude,
That's not food.
What about that?
That's not food.
All right, fine.
I was probably just choking. Something. I don't know what happened.
I'd say more of a sea otter.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Dude, they see everything, Ethan. You can't hide from the live stream.
Should have stayed in Norway.
What if you had a son and he turned gay? What? You'd go like this to his neck? You'd be like...
When he ate too many Sour Patch Kids, I'd be like, Earl, you need to stop that.
Sister, stop. Michael, Ken, Ethan should go to the movies.
Dude, I feel like when Naomi says
you,
we all
Ethan.
love you, Ethan, that's like the thing you say to the special need kids. Like when he like can't do his homework and
Yeah,
all the teachers are like,
exactly.
we all love you.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, dude, at least it's better than saying that we don't like you.
I'd rather hear that.
No, you wouldn't. Mm. Dude, if
That
Naomi
didn't
said,
make me feel good at all.
Dude, listen. Naomi's trying to be supportive, and I think that if you could get in touch with your inner sea animal a little bit and find some empathy for that, like a sea otter would be able to, then maybe.
Do sea otters have empathy?
Yeah, extremely empathetic.
From now on, I vowed to never be empathetic.
Okay. But seals, totally different story. Almost the polar opposite of sea otters, so whatever you're not doing on one.
And where do tigers fall in the whole thing? I already have the hiccups. I'm only 1/4 of the way through this whole shebang. All right, I've got a question.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's play. Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
1 to 10, how special needs do you think you are?
Me?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
2?
Okay.
How about you?
I would say 1 for me.
Oh, you had to go lower than me, huh?
But I like that you picked 2. Because I think that's pretty accurate. 3 on a bad day.
You say I'm a sea otter and a mermaid's hanging out with me? What you guys will discover is Davey's more of a sea otter than she pretends to be.
That's why you guys like mating.
Mm-hmm. Because if she were a mermaid, how would I even fit my sea otter? Probably spiked penis? I don't know. What kind of penises do sea otters have?
What shape is yours?
Spiked?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, it's not spiked. It's like barbed.
Yeah.
So it goes in pretty easy, but at the end of it, there are these like sharp points that go backwards. So it goes in and it rips the walls of the vagina on the way out.
Yeah, that's a big evolutionary advantage.
Uh-huh. It's to prevent the woman I'm with from having other mates in the immediate time following. That way my seed is the one she keeps.
Genius. I've been working on trying to
Rub your eyes a lot.
evolve that same feature, but it hasn't been working. All right, so after you had that condom break one time, then you had an itchy dick for one day, right? If you had to put on a 1 to 10 scale your odds of having Dormant STD, what would you guess?
I would say a 2 right now because I don't think STDs go on and off, at least the ones that cause itchy dick from my research. But I can't say a 1 because just saying like, oh, I don't have a dormant STD because this like didn't cause me to have an STD doesn't mean that like some other sex didn't cause me to have an STD, you know?
Yeah. That's really deep.
What about you? Dormant STD, 1 to 10?
Maybe like a 3.
Wow.
But I think you're probably closer to a 5, so. I think that most of the world, if you don't get like tested regularly, you probably have a higher chance than you think.
Okay. I think I'm probably like a 9 at having an active one.
An active one?
Because of the discharge and the weird bumps.
The blood. And the fact that I wake up in the middle of the night screaming in pain sometimes. All right. Let's talk about your nicotine addiction. How are you doing so far? Can you come a little closer to the mic?
Dude, keep that thing away from me. I actually, I just didn't want them to hear me chewing.
It's probably...
To be honest, this juice was a really good idea because I don't like it very much.
Are you going to finish the bottle?
I don't think so.
Wow.
How much is out of there now?
Not very much.
Yeah, there's no way I finished that bottle.
It's probably HPV if he has one. So she doesn't have a human pussy either. All right, would you rather have a human pussy or be a fish in every way?
I'm confused. If I have a human pussy, what's the deal with the rest of me?
I'm not going to tell you.
I'd rather have a human pussy. Is it on my face? Is that the trick here?
It's in your neck. It's on the front of your neck.
I would rather be a fish. Have you ever thought about how cool it would be to be a fish? Think about this. Right now, we're stuck to this like unilateral like movement where we can only move like forward, backward, side to side. And we can jump, but we always come down.
Okay.
If you were a fish, you could go any direction you wanted to propel yourself at any time. Unless there was a really strong current, then you'd probably have some trouble going one direction.
Yeah, but I mean, we can go up and down right now. We just have to dig or climb something, you know.
Yeah, but think this room would be free flowing. Like I could go up here, I could go over there, I could be resting in.
Yeah, but you also wouldn't have any rooms, so.
Unless I was a fish who could speak human talk.
Would that help you have a room?
I would talk to humans and be like, "Build me a room. I can talk. I'll talk for you."
Ryu, how many girlfriends you had during your lifetime? By Ryu, I'm referring to Michael. Ryu, I'm Ryu, and I've had 1 girlfriend in 6th grade. Dude, you're just gonna make things up.
Pedronco?
Dude, that does not count.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well then I have had like 5 girlfriends.
And you had 10 in 5th grade.
I had like 25 and 6.
So Michael's had more girlfriends than me. He's the relationship type.
Ethan, do you think that the world has do you think that the world is using our resources responsibly?
No.
Okay, next question.
Don't elaborate. I can't risk you seeming too intelligent.
What do you think is the biggest thrill that you can get for under $10? Hey, Rye.
Anywhere in the world.
No, in America.
Biggest thrill for under $10? Eat $5 of Taco Bell.
Okay.
Or up to $10 of Taco Bell, because there's nothing you can do at this point. And then throw all the toilet paper in your house away.
So where's the thrill?
When you're shitting.
You're thrilled?
because you're like, it's finally out of me, and then you realize like this is the last moment I have of clarity, because once these shits are done moving, then I'm stuck with shit on my butt until I find new toilet paper.
Wow.
And so it's just that moment of like, yes, like I need to enjoy this while it lasts, because the future isn't as bright.
Damn, is that how you feel about this moment right now?
My stomach already hurts. I can't believe you made me eat the cheesy one first.
You need to enjoy this moment right now, because the future isn't that bright. All right, what about the best invention that you've used this year?
The best invention? Probably like a really large commercial airliner.
Okay.
What's the best invention you've used this year?
YouTube. Best invention.
Do you think there's anything wrong with YouTube right now?
I think that YouTube has a lot on its plate, and they don't have a template on how to deal with these things, because they're the one that creates the template. So they try something, and then if it doesn't work, they get a lot of shit. But these are like really mass, like grand scale changes they're making, and it's a lot of work to make a good change, or like a just working change. And then they introduce a program or whatever, and like people either like it or they don't like it, and then they have to iterate from there, and they're in a tough spot.
What do you think about more personality, like more human intelligence to manage these copyright issues? Do you think that would be good?
No.
After the robot.
Because there's just like the scalability of that is just like impossible, because every day there's more and more YouTube content going out, and to be able to practically hire more people to do that, and like on an ongoing basis in a ratio to the amount of content that needs that sort of overview is totally impossible, or at least would be really bad for YouTube's bottom line and would take away from other projects. Pack in a mail, I'm gone. She like how I smell, it's gone. I'm a young CEO Shug. It's a good song. Ken Masters, Ethan. There you go. Are there any regrets in the past you would want to go back and fix?
Yeah, I have a lot of regrets. I don't know if fix is the right word. I don't know how.
What are some of your biggest regrets? You're going to say a really cheesy one just to...
No, honestly, the thing that's been weighing on me most as of recently was the like amount of student debt I have. And thinking about how that affects me going forward.
All right. Well, what makes it a regret? Because you clearly wanted to be in school at the time, and you didn't have a lot of options. So
I had the intentions of finishing like right now, and then
this second,
like in 14 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so, dude, that bacon just tasted like cardboard. Is that cardboard?
Do you want any salt on there?
No.
Okay.
You were right. That's what I wanted to do at the time. But then come like December, I was like, I need more money to be able to finish school. Mm-hmm. And so I had this like enormous student debt with horrible interest, just trying to finish school as fast as possible to take this Discover internship. The student debt was kind of like similar to the Megan situation. Where I like had this feeling deep down inside that where I knew what I wanted to do, but I had a lot of surface level, like in the school context, I didn't want to like graduate school and become like a statistician. And in the Megan context, like I thought like I had this security of a relationship, and like deep down I knew like we aren't the perfect compatible pair.
Let me just check something on Google really quick. That's what I thought.
What?
We will never speak of this again.
So I would say I would have listened to where I was like deep down and saved a lot of money. I'd still have a lot of student debt, but I wouldn't be in as bad of a situation in like the long term as I am now. Had I have just decided in December, like, okay, that's it.
So your advice to young people would be go follow your heart?
No, my advice to young people is
Go
grow
through.
up and then make your decisions responsibly.
Okay. What do you mean by grow up?
Like, they're probably too young to make sound decisions at the time, so grow up a little bit, and then once you become an adult, make some decisions.
What age is it? What is adulthood? $21.
Now, what do you think is adulthood?
I think it depends on the person. But what decides for a person when?
Dude, what the fuck is my eating? Why does it taste like this?
Because you ordered St. Jude's Research Hospital pizza.
This tastes worse than pizza I would eat at a... Yo, Ethan, how mad would you be if you saw Chris with Davey?
That would be awesome.
I'm not going to answer that question.
I just acquired a new life mission.
Davey would probably be walking her home from football practice.
Walking her home?
Walking him home. She would see this little kid who like didn't know where to go and he was waiting for her dad, and she'd be like,
That's how the relationship starts.
and then like 10 years later,
Then he
married.
wins her over with his charm and wit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You are so much more charming than Ethan. And you are so handsome." And then they have a really slow kiss under the bleachers.
At least you don't get her.
Until I'm around 19-year-old kids. Which Chris Sinor. Okay, so do you feel like an adult right now?
Mm-mm.
If you had to guess, how many years do you think until you are going to feel like an adult?
If this project does what?
What was that thing you said? You're like, I have RL Grafenstein disease where I'm too smart and so I can't read anything.
No, it's dysgraphia.
Okay.
That's not the context at all.
Chris the Entertainer. Which one would make you more mad?
Chris the Entertainer. So I'd be like, you raised a horrible son and took my girl?
Dude,
Just kidding, I like Chris Sinor.
That's not his actual kid.
Anyways, if this project does well, then it'll probably take me till I'm like 24. It'll probably take me till I'm like 24 to be an adult. But if
Okay.
this project doesn't do well, I'm guessing like 35.
Wow, why?
Well, there's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
What's the difference? I don't understand.
Well, if this project doesn't do well, then I'm going to have a bunch of student loans. I'm going to be kind of angry, and I'll play League a lot. And I'll be like, damn, fucking Phil at work.
That sounds awesome. Have you ever thought about just abandoning everything and like living somewhere like random and just having like a bad job and just like playing like game or whatever computer games you do and like smoking your nicotine thing all day and just like drinking beers in the evening with your coworkers until you die?
Not recently.
In general, have you ever thought about that?
Yeah.
No pressure, Michael. Dude, get over it.
Horrible. I have to get some water. Something to filter this out.
All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna do a section called Poetry with Michael. The blinds are shut. Light comes in, but it's dark. My smoothie cup is marked with smoothie, but I'm smart if I go wash it before tonight. I'd cry if I didn't. Thank you. Ethan's gonna take more drugs now because he ate cheese. Lol, Toby, I want to see you guys when you're 40. If I can get past your security. Toby, I'm like 70. I fought a bouncer at a club. Chad, if you come to College Station, then you can fight Ethan because he's going to be a bouncer at a club.
I would never fight a guy named Chad.
What about Poppy Chulo Chad?
If his name was Poppy, I'd consider it. But if his name was Chad, and he had those prefixes, then I'd be really worried.
Chad, I want to see a video of that. Okay, so... if this project didn't go well this year, then what would you do next? What would you do January 1st? If you had to, so let me just create a hypothetical.
Yeah.
We have we get to 1,000 subscribers. There's no progress, and then I have a radically different idea. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do this, or I just like leave the country and I'm gone. And then you're like, where did Michael go? And then you have to do something else. What do you do?
I think a really good way to make a lot of money would be to work as a bartender in Norway. And so if I couldn't do any type of education, I could try and work in Norway doing bartending because they pay like $15, $16 an hour pretty much. The expenses are a little higher, but the wages are more like inflated than expenses are.
So you'd go back and live with Davey and work as a bartender?
Yeah. That sounds nice.
How long do you think you could do that for?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how long I can do this for. I've been here a week and I already have to poop really bad.
I had on black Air Forces. Don't they not tip in Europe, though?
Yeah, they don't tip, but you get paid so much money.
Is that all you have to
Also,
say?
it's American diner, so nice people tip.
So you'd go back to Norway, and then what would be your plan after that? Would you go back to school at some point?
I don't know, maybe. I actually think it would be really cool at some point in my life to learn about economics from a non-American perspective.
So you'd go to a Norwegian school?
That'd be cool. They probably have like a totally different idea of how economics work than Americans.
So you'd become fully Norwegian, basically?
No. I'd still be American.
You'd be in...
I would have the majority of my education in America.
Do you think any of it would transfer?
Yeah.
Have you looked into it?
I didn't look into matriculation. I looked into what classes they offer in Norway.
Not bad then. What do you think would be the worst part about being a bartender in Norway?
I guess not having the incentive of tips would kind of suck. Being a bartender in America, you always get to look forward to tips, but if it gets busy while you're bartending in Norway, you don't get paid anymore, so that might suck.
Do you think you would feel bad if Davey was a doctor and you were just a bartender?
No.
How come?
I wouldn't feel bad. I don't think I'd be a bartender forever, but I can't imagine feeling bad that Davey is like doing something better than me.
Would you feel bad if you and Davey had a baby and Davey was the breadwinner and you just took care of the baby?
No.
What if the baby didn't like you?
I feel bad about the baby not liking me. Would you feel bad if you had a kid with Maddie?
Yeah, I would.
I didn't get to the good part yet. But he was a super genius, super athlete.
Sounds pretty unlikely.
Right.
What do you think is your worst mistake that you ever made in a classroom?
Something immediately pops into my head. Two things immediately pop into my head.
Okay.
I guess the worst one was in kindergarten. I was in like a special class where they taught us like advanced mathematics for 2 hours after the half day was over. And one time I was there and I thought I had a fart, and so I like pushed my fart out a little bit and I just shat my pants completely. And I went into the bathroom and I was trying to wipe it off, but I still smelled like shit. And then I went home and I cried when I walked in the door, and I'm like, I shat my pants, Dad.
What did he say?
He's like, damn it, why'd you do that? He was not supportive. I felt so bad.
That's a good question. I
thought it was a fart.
Is that what you told him?
Dude, right now I feel like I'm about to do the same thing.
Give it a
Can't
shot.
believe that cheese just made my stomach do this that quick.
Dude, it's probably just the fact that you have food in your stomach. You're full. I threw up in 3rd grade. In class, Chad, that was actually running. My friend queefed in science class. Does that happen spontaneously? I thought that was like a...
Have you ever heard a queef from sex? Like a really gross, like, noise?
Yeah.
It's not super pleasant.
It never actually happens. That was... Oh, yeah. Ethan queefed in class once, right? Because that, like, other boy was fingering you or something. What was his name? Davey DeMann. You guys, like, kissed on the cheek at BF skating. Ethan's trying to block this memory out, but it's hard for him.
Can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell a story about me?
Yeah.
While I go to the bathroom?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Give me a seed.
Nicole Garcia.
All right, here. You have to... This is part of the... Thank you. Okay, so there's this girl named Nicole Garcia who's like 6'2", so like pretty tall for an 8th grader, and Ethan and her like had been talking a little bit. I guess they were like texting, and basically she invited him over to her place, like just him and her, and he told me about it and he was really excited, and he was like I think that, I might make a move on Nicole, possibly. I was like, oh, dude, like, that's awesome. Have fun. And so he went over there, and so they were hanging out. They were watching a movie, and Ethan Ethan puts his arm around her, right? So he's telling me the story afterwards. So he puts his arm around her, and she like looks at him and just like scoots to the side a little bit, like 2 feet, and then he's like just kind of confused, but he didn't say anything. They just kept watching the movie, and then afterwards they go and like they're in the hot tub at the house, and they're in the hot tub, and Ethan, because he was only 5'6" at the time, he was like a lot shorter than her, and so he like was sitting down on the opposite side of the hot tub from her, and he looked really short, and he swam across to like go sit next to her, and then she like shifted to a different spot in the hot tub, and they didn't talk about it, and then he like swam across again, and she shifted again, and then eventually he was like, hey, like, what's going on? And then she said, I just kind of...
You want me to finish it?
Yeah.
So she said, I just felt kind of uncomfortable with your parents and where you come from. And I said, I don't understand. And then she told me that both my parents being white Anglo-Saxons was a big problem for us going forward. And I said, I can kill them if you want. And she told me not to, and that things were going to be better this way. But I sat across from her in that hot tub the entire night, coming up with ways to decapitate my adopted parents. And I actually tried to do it once, but my dad found me with the chainsaw like above him in bed, and he was like, where's the tree? And then we both laughed and hugged it out. And that's when I realized my parents were more important than Nicole Garcia.
Wow. And the height thing comes in. There's like a part 2 and part 3, but
Oh yeah, yeah. The height thing it ties in with the tree as well.
yeah, because Ethan branches and had wood at the time and stuff. But
And there were 6 11-foot tall trees.
yeah, did I mention? I probably didn't say that in the beginning. That was my bad.
Yeah, they were all in a circle.
Okay, so this next segment is called Rapid Fire Questions, and I ask Ethan questions really quickly. Big or small?
Small.
Blue or green?
Blue.
Dance or jump?
Jump.
How long?
4.
Dude, far or short?
Short.
What's the smokiest smoke?
Smoke.
That doesn't count. That's not a good answer.
Chimney smoke.
Come
on, keep going.
Can you turn the lamp on?
Yes.
What's your name backwards?
Netta.
What's the etymology of your full name?
It's a name from the Bible, so I don't really know anything else besides that.
Can you explain what an astrologist does?
An astrologist studies stars.
What's your biggest fear when you're pooping?
That there's no toilet paper.
How many times have you jump roped in middle school?
3.
Can you do a 360 on a scooter?
No.
And do you believe in ghosts even though ghosts don't believe in you?
No.
Okay. That was rapid fire questions.
All right, now it's my turn to ask you rapid fire questions.
All right.
Okay, you ready? Nose or ears?
Nose.
Eyes or mouth?
Eyes.
Eyes or ears?
Eyes.
Eyes or mouth?
Eyes.
What's the meaning of life?
Eyes.
What's the meaning of death?
Nose.
Does something come after death?
What?
Does something come after death?
Yep.
What is it?
Dirt.
What kind of grave do you want?
Deep.
And where do you want it to be?
In the ground.
Who's your favorite girl?
Girls.
Which one?
All of them.
Which one?
Hot ones.
Is Maddie hot?
Yeah.
Is your mom hot?
No, not to me.
You know, only one word answer. Sorry. Is your mom hot?
No, you're allowed to have as many words as you want.
He's gone like 6 words over now. How many trees have you climbed?
112.
How many girls have you smooched?
111.
Are you planning on smooching one more girl to even it out?
Even it out to where?
Would you rather paint or chalk
Where?
on the cement?
Chalk.
On the wall?
Paint.
On the chalkboard?
Paint.
Why?
Sometimes it's good to get out a little.
Which religion is the least compatible with Western civilization?
Probably one that only a few people in a village practice somewhere.
Which mainstream religion is the least compatible? All right, that's the end of rapid fire questions.
All the religions. That's the answer. He was climbing a tree. He hesitated. I think I won.
You won?
This round. I won this round.
You answered no, so what is the meaning of life?
Well,
Did you mean to say who knows? Because that would have been a
No.
pretty good answer.
nose. Again, nose. Okay. So, what do you guys think about Ethan? Ethan won.
Yes!
Do you guys think that Ethan has a career in politics?
If I were running for mayor of your city, would you vote for me? That's a really good question, right? I think Michael's answer and Michael's answer is no. Right? I've asked you this before.
If you were running for mayor in my city,
Yeah.
in College Station,
Mm-hmm.
arm wrestle. All right, arm wrestle yourself.
I can't. I'm too weak. I would get whooped.
Okay. Do you think you could play video games with your feet?
No. I
What
think
about
I tried.
What about like a really simple video game?
Like what?
Pong.
Which one is Pong?
You just move the paddle up and down.
No, I can't do that.
Why?
It'd be hard. I'd just lose the ball every time.
So that was all a big circling back to my original point that I made last night, which is that Ethan has bad coordination.
Can you play Pong with your feet?
Mm-hmm. I've never tried, but I can.
Yeah,
I can.
This is circling back to the point I made last night. That Michael's a meanie butthead.
Can you eat with a fork using your feet?
I'm not that flexible enough.
What did you say?
Nothing. What'd you say?
Ethan, he puts ketchup on his pizza.
Okay, then Naomi and Chad should arm wrestle then. Naomi would win easily. Naomi, I don't put ketchup on things besides chicken nuggets.
She said,
You can tell by Michael's evil laugh that he made that up.
No, it's not true. You put ketchup in your soup sometimes. He's going to act like it's his first time.
Did you change the hue from red to orange from here to here? Look at my face compared. You see it?
Yeah, I think it's just the light. It's like darker, it turns darker. You know what I mean? If you're close, it's all.
Okay.
Watch. We'll blow you out. Let's see what you look like. Ketchup is only good on eggs sometimes.
Ew, no.
It's just YouTube's ingestion settings, which I rarely eat, and with grilled cheese. Yeah.
Grilled cheese is like the grossest food, besides everything else with cheese.
Ethan dips chips in ketchup and eats them.
Yeah, chips. Michael's turned British. Okay, I have a question for you. Oh shit, ASMR. I just really like to put ketchup in things.
Shut up, dude. Stop. It's not funny.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that a 2-person podcast is as good as multiple people?
How many is multiple?
3 to 4.
I think 2 is the perfect number.
Really?
Yeah, I think 2 is the best. I think as soon as you get above 2, it gets a little bit out of hand. No, that's not true.
I think more than 2 offers for a lot more.
I think 4 is too much.
Yeah.
3 can be the sweet spot, but Michael and Ethan are British American. I think 1's not enough.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is that a stab at Keemstar?
Everything that I've ever said is a stab at Keemstar. Just indirectly.
Michael and Ethan are British American. Do you guys think that saying shagging as like having sex or that girl's an epic shag is like a really weird line? Because every time I say something like that, everything that involves shag, Michael's like, dude.
That's just because you got that from... That's like saying dames, and it's clearly adopted from Lance's vocabulary.
Shagging?
And so it's very funny to hear you
Shagging is not from Lance.
Lance probably started saying that before you started saying it.
Maybe because he went to like New Zealand or something. I just thought it was a lot better than fuck.
Shag.
I just think it's like a softer word that is nicer.
It makes me think of Austin Powers.
That's good. I like reminding people of Austin Powers. I'm kind of an Austin Powers type myself.
How so?
I'm funny.
Oh, wait, let me show you this comment. We're going to react to this. I'll have you read this out loud. It's from Hannah Banana. It says, I'll read it. Wow, guys, what a video. I watched all of it. Laughing, crying face. Ethan, you're a bit funnier than you are sexy, ... Though you might be the funniest guy on the planet. Heart blowing face. Crying, laughing. I love you guys. Heart. End quote.
That was a really nice comment.
Did you like that?
I appreciate that, yeah. I think that means I'm close to the sexiest guy on the planet and the funniest guy on the planet.
Hey.
She said a bit funnier.
That's actually a literary device, and it's called understatement. And example would be like Beowulf saying, I'm going to give this creature a tap for my blade. You know what I mean? But he's really going to chop it in half. So that's what she was saying. She was saying that you're really funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He is almost as funny as Pickers. The homies, sleep streamer, and lead singer from All American Rejects.
Dude, Bikursky's pretty hilarious.
Josh Bosley. Hey, y'all checking in before job number 2. Sweet Josh. How'd your first shift go? Michael, do you miss your hair? No, I'm growing it back. I'm looking forward to having it again, but it was a good transformation. Bukurski was as funny as Hunter. That's an excellent food chain. Poppy, MH, Brother Goat, Brother Chad. Michael's hair. It's true, because I'm balding. I'm losing my hair. And Ethan's losing his mind. Ethan, you guys haven't heard on the sleep stream because I turned the audio off when it happens, but Ethan wakes up screaming and yelling and ripping his hair out, and I have to go comfort him. I have to give him a shot.
Do you guys like ranking porn stars? Michael and I don't know any porn stars.
I think number 1 would be Riley Reid, and then what about you?
We also don't know Victoria's Secret models. Do you?
No, we only know like 1.
Yeah, number 1's Riley Reid. I don't know who number 2 is. What about I'm gonna make up a porn star name and assume it's real. What about Fantasia? What do you think of her?
Fantasia what?
No,
Sloan.
it's just Fantasia. Yeah, it's just the name she goes by.
Fantasia Sloan?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Have you actually watched her porn? I did out of curiosity. After seeing her on the podcast, I was like...
I did. I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed either.
I don't think it was for me. Or just her YouTube videos.
She's into some crazy stuff. I had to search a lot to find like a video that was acceptable for me to watch. Like there were some videos that was like gaping anal sex makes her bleed, and I'm like, dude, that's not what I want to see. I just heard this girl talk.
Yeah, I found her more attractive on YouTube than in porn.
Yeah,
but I think that's because porn is like so much like acting. You know what I mean? It's like usually bad acting.
You know what porn I really like?
What?
The porn that's like
stepsister has sex with Toad.
Yeah, dude. You saw that one?
And Toad bleeds. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the porn that's like it's like large woman like sits on man's face and suffocates him?
Sorry, say that again. I was trying to read that comment. Say it again.
What about like spider, like a animation of a spider fucking a girl, and it's like all animated? One time at Cross State, I brought my laptop and an HDMI cord, and I brought all the guys into the room for a special presentation before state. And the funny part about this is I was an alternate, and so I didn't matter at all, but I hung out with all the varsity guys. So I brought them all in and put on this spider porn. They're all like, what the fuck is this?
That's awesome. Did they like it?
No.
Did one of them secretly like it?
2 of them left, and Logan sat and watched it with me.
That's very nice of him.
We shared a moment that night.
2 Girls, 1 Cup. Did you watch that?
Long time ago.
Did you watch One Man, One Jar?
Yeah. Oh, what about One Man, One Screwdriver?
No, what's that one?
This guy puts a screwdriver in his urethra.
Just one man?
Yeah. 2 hands, 1 man, 1 screwdriver.
Simple math.
Yeah.
Michael's porn name is Mickey G. Baldy.
What's my porn name?
Imagine you read your script and you have a scene with Mickey G. Baldy. Dolphin and turtle sex. Ew. Yeah, I saw that one.
I don't know which one she's talking about because of the delay.
The screwdriver one.
Yeah.
I tried it once.
How'd it go? It hurt.
It
Ethan used to do that with a Nintendo DS stylus. He told me that one time. He said he put it in like vegetable oil and then he'd try and do it.
Oh, that's really gross that I did that.
The screwdriver. Ethan's porn name is the Screwdriver.
That's a kind of cool porn name.
I changed it. It's the Seal.
Sorry. Fat, ugly, lazy seal.
Guys, do you like this podcast so far? Can you rate me on Spotify? This isn't going to go on Spotify, but...
Who do you guys think is better at sex, Michael or me?
It's a good question. We're gonna write down our votes before you guys answer. Wait,
Our votes?
Yeah, I mean I know what my answer is. You know what your answer is.
at this very moment. Are we going to take like a tally then?
Give me some water.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotta flip a coin on that one. MH is just afraid to face the truth. Where's your cup?
Just use anyone that's made of glass.
It's made of glass?
Or that big smoothie one.
Yeah. What about the Huel one?
Naomi can make that decision.
What about this one, Mike?
I think
Huel?
Ethan is more sensual. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm more sexual?
Sensual. Michael
I can imagine you being...
pounds it out rougher. Like, Ethan, do you agree? Michael looks more aggressive, but Ethan looks like a smooth lover.
A smooth lover?
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say I can't imagine you being really gentle. I can imagine you being a little aggressive. Not in a bad way. Like, some girls are really into that. A lot of
Are you
girls
a
are really
smooth
into
lover?
that. I think it depends on the context. There are times when it's like smooth. There are times when it's more like rough.
That's really funny. That's probably the most accurate calculation I've heard from an audience on me and Ethan's sexual
Pounds it out
experiences.
rougher.
I can't believe I just said that. Both good things.
If you look at this face, can I go back a little?
Yeah.
Go back more? Imagine having sex with that.
Yeah, you'd have to be smooth. You have to be really smooth. Some girls aren't into lead singer of All American Rejects. Name one girl that's not.
Maddie?
Do you think that you've steadily been dating more attractive girls as you've gotten older?
Yeah.
What do you think the ratio of increase has been? Lance is the most well-rounded.
I've actually been around Lance having sex a lot, and I don't think... I think Lance is a really selfish sex doer. Sexy time maker.
Much better. Why?
Because I've heard him have sex.
But what leads you to that conclusion?
Because he's like going, and then he's like, I need a break. Then he'll like lay over, and then he'll be like, okay, let's keep going. And he'll be like, can't come. And so that makes me,
Yes, Poppy.
hell yeah.
I'm happy for you. Now grow it back out with me.
What was I answering before that?
Your girlfriend's attractiveness.
Oh, yeah. So I would say
Who was your first girlfriend?
Bethany.
No. Your oldest girlfriend. But when you were youngest, what was her name?
I told you I blocked a lot of stuff out. Alexis, when I was 5.
No. When we saw her at a beat-ups one time. Did you block out middle school?
Who is it?
I don't know. It was one of the goth girls that you hung out with.
What year?
Probably 7th grade. We saw her. I think you dated her and oh, dude.
Emily.
Maybe it doesn't sound quite right. Keep trying.
Wait.
Dude, what are you doing?
That was her phone number.
But you don't remember her name?
Nope.
Give Ethan my dreams are shattered. Lol, I'll move on.
Sorry, Naomi. I shouldn't have said that
What?
about Lance being a selfish lover.
Oh, that's really funny. I didn't realize what she was talking about.
To be honest, I think if Lance were having sex with a
You
girl
can-
he liked, he would be much less selfish.
You can change him, Naomi.
But a lot of the girls he's have had sex with weren't girls he was interested in their personalities.
Michael does it raw dog. With dogs.
Yeah. Do you do it raw when you have sex with dogs, or do you wrap it?
I've never worn a condom having sex with a dog. Have you?
Me neither.
Dude, is that messed up?
That's really going to tie in well with the low light you're going to post.
Of you having sex with a dog. Michael usually uses condoms. Yes, that's accurate. I try and be as controlled as possible.
Okay, so in like the 6th grade area, I had girlfriends. I don't remember many of them. One of them was Shayna Sharp.
That's close. Maybe there's one in between her and...
There was one when I had a broken ankle. I used to talk to her on the phone. Can't remember her name.
Dude, you cannot just forget about your girlfriends like this.
I did. Okay, and then in 7th grade, I don't think I had a girlfriend.
Imagine if you forgot about Berkey one day because you changed so much.
Dude, I'm not a kid now.
I know, but
I
just
remember
think about
things.
it. Most kids remember their middle school experiences.
I blocked mine out on purpose.
I know, but what if you blocked out this
I
experience?
was making a lot of shameful decisions.
Well, you might look back on this time and think the same thing.
I don't know. Dropping out of school and live streaming or following you around while you live stream your life doesn't sound regrettable at all.
How old were you guys when you had your first 8th grade?
Experience with oral sex.
What about you?
The first blowjob. I don't... Dude, that's hard. Freshman year? Summer before freshman year? Freshman year? Somewhere around there.
From who? Whom?
Dude, the first one I remember is Bethany, but I don't remember thinking, like, I just got my first blowjob when Bethany blew me. So I'm kind of confused on it.
Okay. That's pretty crazy. What about that girl from the New Year's party? Didn't you...
Yeah, but that was, like, sophomore year.
Oh. Since that generally happens before full-on penetration.
Michael and I both had a, like, long time doing oral sex before having sexy sex. Freshman year. Wow.
What are we talking about? Sexy sex?
No, we're talking about attractiveness. So, like, 6th grade, I was, like, here. Down here, right?
Is this with the girls or you?
Yeah, girls, like, how attractive they were.
Okay.
And the scale's up to here. So, like, that gives you some perspective. I was here. And then freshman year, I was, like, here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then as time went on, I would say my fling with Maddie was, like, a quick little, like, at the time with Maddie, like, here. In my eyes, Maddie was, like, here. I thought she was super hot. But, like, in retrospect, I think she was here. And then Sophie was, like, here. So still not the halfway mark. And then after Sophie, there was, like, a little bit of hooking up in the time after Sophie, before Megan. No, before Sophie, there was some time of hooking up. And I think I was hovering around like a 6 or 7 then.
Okay.
Probably 6, closer to 6. And then there was Megan, and now there's Davey.
So how do you rank them?
I don't think I should rank Megan.
Okay. How would you rank Davey?
I thought Davey was way... Like, I've told this story before. I thought Davey was way out of my league, like the hottest girl in the building when I saw her. And I introduced myself to her with, like, a little bit of, like, drunk confidence and did not expect to have good results out of it.
Would you say Davey's a 10?
Yeah.
Out of the 15-point scale?
20. I'm joking.
That's good that you clarified that was a joke and then did it.
Brendan McCown is asking for you, Michael B. Stream, and I don't know why.
That's hard to do. Talk to a girl.
It wasn't very hard at the time. Like, the talking wasn't the hard part. It was just, like, me predicting rejection. It was like, oh, man. I'm going to get rejected. But, it's worth a shot. Got a couple drinks in me. Have you ever been in a situation where you, like, somehow were overwhelmed with confidence to hold, like, a good conversation with somebody you didn't think you'd be able to? Like an in-the-moment type fraternity situation where you're just, like, really good at flirting with a girl or things just go, like, much better than you expected?
No. One time when we were in Oregon, me and Ethan, we were, like, hanging out with these girls. We were hanging out with, I guess it was 2 girls, and then we hung out with one of them at this piano. And I had a video camera, like a DSLR, and I was basically, like, vlogging the Oregon experience. And we made a bunch of really funny videos, but one of them was, like, really long of us just talking to this girl at this piano. And the whole time I was thinking, like, wow, that was, like I was really flirting really well. And then I went back and watched the footage, and I was like, that was, like, not very impressive. I just thought that it was super good because I was on alcohol.
You were?
Which is crazy.
Have either of you ever been legitimately in love?
How many times have you been legitimately in love?
Two or three. But I do think that, like, the in love part, the legitimately part changes things. Because I think that adds, like, a...
Why don't you give me...
kind of like a timeless element to it. It's not like a circumstantial type of...
What was the first one? What was the first one? What? Is it Maddie? What?
Yep.
Is it? Okay, so...
I would say I had really, really strong feelings for Maddie in high school.
I used to read Ethan and Maddie's conversations, and it was the worst conversations I'd probably ever read.
Yeah.
But I probably shouldn't have been reading your conversations in the first place. So.
Love is dumb.
Love is dumb. No, love is smart. You're dumb. Just kidding.
Isn't there a poem called Love Is?
Love is not all. It is not love.
Yeah,
it is
there
not
we go.
Food nor drink.
I recited that one, and you did too, right?
Nor slumber. Nor a roof against the rain. Nor yet a floating spar to men that sink, and rise and sink, and rise and sink again. Love cannot fill the thickened lung with breath, nor cleanse the blood, nor set the fractured bone. Yet many a man is making friends with death, even as we speak, for lack of love alone. It well may be at that difficult hour.
I thought that was the end of the poem. I was kind of excited.
And moaning for release, or nagged by want past resolution's power, I may be driven to sell your love for peace, or trade the memory of this night for food. It well may be. I do not think I would.
Dude, I thought that ending was really lame. I tried to recite that poem. I learned it one night. Mm-hmm. Then when I came to class, someone's like, I already have dibs on that one. So I had to do a different one.
That's funny.
Who can burp louder? Probably Michael.
What?
I can't really burp.
I can't burp either. Have you ever heard me burp once in your whole life?
I don't think so. I guess I can burp louder because you can't burp.
You're right. Gorge. Yes, let's look up pictures of gorges and we can compare them.
What?
Here, guys, take a business card. Oh, I got confused. I was supposed to give that to you.
Michael, if you had to choose between...
You're in love with Maddie.
Who said that?
No, I said that.
Yeah, I just don't know how to, like, qualify that, like, what it was, because it was such, like, a immature thing, but those feelings were so, like,
your
strong.
Your love with Megan was mature.
I thought it was.
Chad and Naomi, can you guys burp louder?
Dude, how delicious does this look?
Yeah. I'm super jealous. Though maybe if I chug a liter of Diet Coke.
Ew. That's almost as bad as eating a cheese pizza.
Dude. Sometimes I swear you mispronounce things on purpose. Like you come up with you have an alternate book of like pronunciations that is like the secret Ethan book, and people would have to pay a membership fee to get access to it. And
But no one can afford it.
Yeah.
Because it's $40,000 to the federal government. This mic is in a pretty good spot.
It looks like urine. Ethan, you ever drinking your own urine before?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
You know, it just has never come to mind. I would try it if I had the opportunity to do so.
You have the opportunity right now.
I can't pee.
Oh, you probably could.
No, I can't.
Why?
I've got the discharge right now. You're not supposed to pee 30 minutes before or after. It's like an everyday thing.
Do you want to murder his bowels?
Someone get Ethan a cheese pizza.
Chess pizza?
That's what he said. Who farts louder? Michael.
Ethan.
When was the last time you heard me fart?
Ethan actually blames all of his farts on me.
That is bullshit. Michael and I will be alone in a room, and Michael will fart, and he'll be like, "Did you just fart?" And he'll be so serious about it. He'll blame me as if there's like any way that's possible.
Yeah, but it usually is Ethan.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I literally never fart.
Ethan's gonna fart in 15 minutes. I'm gonna point it out to you guys. Who was the better inventor, Thomas Edison or grapefruit?
Grapefruit. Hamburger.
Okay. Would you rather spend the day as the Hamburglar or a real burglar?
Hamburger.
This is why I can only have
Hamburger.
one conversation with Ethan a week.
Hamburger.
Because it always means absolutely nothing. Who farts louder? Let's answer that one again.
Michael.
Ethan. Every time I farted, it's been Ethan. What are you? Okay, so for the last section, that was the whole thing. That was it.
What?
For the last section of this, I want to hear some critical feedback from the audience. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Should we abandon ship immediately? Chad will fall in love one day. I think that's true.
I think we should probably have some topics prepared
Okay, so
next time.
So I did prepare some topics. I just didn't want to bring them up.
Why?
Michael said, "Why the fuck aren't I on your podcast right now?" That's funny.
You need more direction.
Like points to discuss.
Whoa! Ho ho! Ethan's on to something. Ethan, you're so stupid. You're a seal in the bed. Well, look at me. I got a good idea. How long do you guys think I should wait before I shower?
I think this is the most successful thing I've ever done. I feel like a big, raging, flaming success right now.
I don't. This made my stomach feel better, though. That was nice.
That's good. Do you think that that it's fair game to use drones for warfare?
Yeah.
Why?
Better technology. What's unfair?
Don't bless you. Don't shower until August when bless you. JV comes to
Ouch! I hit my knee.
the U.S.
I can't do that.
Why?
Because when I don't shower, my hair gets clumpy, and then it does this.
So when's the last time you showered?
2 days ago. Like now. Like yesterday morning.
Okay. Long distance relationships are untrustworthy. Is that true?
Depends on long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Untrustworthy people are untrustworthy. Whether you're like in person or long distance.
Name 2 untrustworthy people, but use code names like you did last night.
Let me think of 2. Grathany.
Okay.
And Graham.
And Graham?
Yeah. Not Graham. Graham. Bam. Pam.
What? Sam?
I didn't say that.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Let me think of a second person.
Where'd you get that one from?
Oh. Berkey.
Berkey. Well, I also don't know what that means, but...
That's what Berkey? Is that what you call Davey? It was just a funny little joke. I was making it silly.
Okay, so unfortunately, due to what Ethan just said, he's been banned from the podcast.
Fuck. Chad, you good in arm wrestle?
So...
I would beat Chad in a push-up competition.
Prove it right now.
No, I can't. I just ate all that pizza.
How many can you do right now?
10?
That's not true.
I wouldn't want to cause the rest of the harm to myself. That up and down motion would cause the lactase to no longer be settled right on top of the lactose and mix things around. And the walls of my stomach would be re-exposed to lactose. Would either of you consider vasectomies in the future? Yes, I would consider a vasectomy, but after I have the kids that I want to have. I think that it's a fair alternative to birth control. What do you think? You'd be kind of a dick to say you wouldn't consider it now that I've already said I'd consider it.
That's a lie. You said to what?
I think that's Papi Chulo Chad and me beating him in a push-up competition.
Okay. That was our first practice podcast.
Hey, can I do the outro?
Yeah, but just make sure you don't do it in ASMR.
Okay.
Ethan's not going to do the outro in ASMR. What?
I don't know what direction to go right now. Do I do an ASMR?
No, don't do an ASMR.
Okay.
I'll be really mad if Ethan does the outro in ASMR. So just do it normal. No, get away. Eat this business card. Eat it though. You have to swallow it. Do you know what I'm waiting for?
I can't do that with
Dude,
this.
I know you can.
I can't, dude. Look at that. I just gagged a little. Sometimes when I eat paper, I gag.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to this practice podcast.
What if your son was gay? Look, we circled back to square one.
I can't wait to see you guys next week at the same time.
This is the best use of my business cards I've found so far. All right. Come on, get it down the hatch. You can do it. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.